But if we dig in a bit, they are looking at what is the PCBU's duty, what does due diligence require, and putting that line in, which is, I think, possibly one of the most misunderstood aspects still, and one of the greatest fears, which is if the PCBU has got it wrong, then we've got it wrong too, and we will also face something. Instead of remembering, no, there's one duty you have to fulfill, that is due diligence. There can be a failure or something go wrong and you have still done that well. Or you might be doing it crap and it's good luck that things are still happening in the business. So one key case that came out this year in Australia, well, two cases, where the company, transport business with a worker loading a truck, got hit by a forklift driver. It was charged with failing to comply with its primary duty of care. And the managing director and sole director of Miller Logistics, Mr. Doble, was also charged in his role as an officer. And he was charged with a failure to exercise due diligence to ensure that the PCBU complied with its duties. He defended the charges, and that's the reason why a lot of people are talking about this case, because it's the first officer case to come out in Australia where someone's defended. We've got one coming up too. But the important focus on that case really was the judge said, prosecution, it is your job to prove that an officer has failed to exercise due diligence, and you have to do that based on what the Act says and what the Act requires it to say, and you're not treating it as an independent duty from the PCBU. You're treating them as one and the same, is essentially what that case was looking at. Just being a sole director does not mean that you have to do everything the PCBU has to do to ensure safety. I think that's a really key message for what we're talking about here, which is not every company has the benefit of a set of qualified directors sitting up there versus that nice separation between company. And also that a managing director cannot be expected to know everything that at any given moment in an organisation. I think this is the really important part of what we were just talking about, weeds and seeds, versus being allowed to delegate. And in that case, it was accepted by the court that to run an organisation effectively, then there has to be some level of delegation. You can't be expected to be all the way down and all the way up all the time. You're entitled to be able to do that.